So I also did question Snapper if this happened 4 years ago, because my sentiments were, Snapper, I know that you have been saying when you were pregnant, you weren't happy about being pregnant. I know there have been different situations where I was beside you when you didn't want to be intimate with James. And I asked her, is this the reason why? Is this possibly the reason why you said you didn't want to be here anymore? Why you thought Earth didn't need you? She told me no. I asked her if she was afraid of James. She told me no. And be sure, I made sure to have this conversation with Snapper while I could see that James was on live in the car. So no, she was not being coached by James. James was nowhere around. I'm more smart than that. I made sure that when I reached out to Snapper, it was a time where James was not there. Um,
So you
so
actually have Snapper's personals.
yes, I reached out to Snapper on the back end. Yes.
Gotcha. Go ahead.
Um, so the thing of it is, there are certain things that have been alleged that are not true. So when someone said to me that, James groomed, whether they were asking me if he groomed her daughter at that time when I was asked that question, my response was, I don't know. I wasn't there. And I was very clear about that because I don't know and I wasn't there and I heard the story from them. So um, I also heard when I played back your live that there were some questions about why I said that if Snapper was okay with the training, who am I? You have to understand that we're talking about an adult child. We're not talking about a minor child. So my sentiment was when I talked to Snapper and I asked her if she was okay with the training, she said that she was okay with the training, that the only part that she was not okay with was when his hand was under clothing. She said that had she had known that part of the training was going to be that his hand was under the clothing, under her daughter's clothing, then she would not have allowed that training to go on. So I could understand the sentiment of I allow you to do something because I thought it was appropriate. Once I witness it, I feel bad because I allowed it and I maybe led my daughter into a situation that is not okay under the pretenses of thinking it is okay. I don't have any daughters, but I could just imagine it was a situation I didn't even want to try to wrap my mind around if I felt that I was guilty of putting my daughter in harm's way accidentally, right? So I was listening to what Snapper said. Her daughter was not a minor. Her daughter was 18. To me, it sounded Jerry Springerish. Yes, it's wrong, James. If her daughter is going to be doing anything or allowing anything, whether she's 18 or 35, if that's your girl, if you have children with her, there's certain boundaries that we should have in place, right? We shouldn't cross. But some people don't have these boundaries. Some people do cross a lot of different boundaries. Um, I'm not the person that's going to say, well, Snapper, why didn't you raise your daughter a certain type of way so that she knows this? I'm not going to, I'm not that person. I'm not going to put my fingers and point them towards different ways. I just was trying to gather the facts to figure out how come people think that I knew these deep, dark family secrets that y'all apparently told last night, and I'm supposed to have been aware of it. So it has already been cleared up and debunked that Asia Baby was not aware of any of these alleged stories. I also have not validated any of these alleged stories with any of the parties involved. The only thing that I did verify is that James did train Snapper's daughter. The training was supposed to be a physical training to protect herself in case she was approached by some male that wanted to do something harmful to her. Um, I do also understand that apparently when James told the girl that she could come out there, he hadn't met her yet. So he told her that he would be a father figure to her. So she did come there under those pretenses. Apparently, she came out there motivated, ready to work, showing up as more of a woman than her daughter. These are James's words, not mine. So James decided that he wanted to share with other people his thoughts. He had some intrusive thoughts that she was a attractive woman, and he started asking people, I guess, were those thoughts appropriate or inappropriate because he wasn't sure because that's not his daughter, that's Snapper's daughter. And apparently him and Snapper were not in a relationship. They just had children together. So I'm not sure where he, went with the appropriateness or not appropriateness. I just know that he shared his feelings with other people and Snapper was made aware of the feelings, which is why the touching was inappropriate because he knew that he was attracted to her romantically. So he shouldn't have been training her if he wasn't going to be able to cross certain lines. And I did make that clear to James. At
And
the end
so,
of the day,
what's your
I'm not involved
stance?
in their situation.
Got you. And what's your stance as far as your support with James or this situation? Um,
My support with James is as a father. The father who I've seen who does hair, who takes his children fishing, who takes his children to the park, who dances with all of the kids in the neighborhood with other parents. That's my support for James. Everything that I have posted on when that situation happened with James in the chair, I talked to the mother involved. I talked to Snapper directly. She told me that what people said on TikTok was not true. That she was not holding a chair as a punishment. She was holding a chair as a challenge, and that if I would have gotten in the live before I did, I would have seen that James was holding the chair as well. So I believe what Snapper tells me. I believe that it was a challenge and that Messy Talk was doing what Messy Talk does. People can believe what they choose to believe as well, right? I'm not saying that it's right. The same thing with Shannon Sharp. People don't like that he's able to mess with somebody who's 19, but it's legal. So at the end of the day, we can all point fingers. We can all um, say all of these things. But what I don't support is when a woman gets upset um, that she's able to just say anything and make horrible allegations toward a person that may or may not be true without any facts. I did ask her if it was factual. I was told no. The only thing that is true is that there was some inappropriate dealings between Snapper's adult daughter and James. None of the children are in harm's way. James has not shown Snapper that there's anything that she needs to be in fear of. This came from Snapper.
yes. So now the audience are saying a lot. Now, audience, we are aware that the daughter said it. Are you aware, Asia baby, of the daughter's sentiments?
Yes, and I can understand if I'm 18 and I'm doing something inappropriate with my mom's boyfriend, I can understand her frustration.
Yes, y'all. So we do understand that James and the child both spoke to the incident. Now, the thing is the age. We have that conversation a whole lot, y'all. The age. Now, Asia, do you think James should be jailed?
For what?
Mm, mm.
That's a broad
Ooh.
question.
I mean, it is. Mm. That's what I asked you all earlier. I did ask you all have the daughter 911. This is what I was asking you all earlier.
Well, that is what 911 said exactly as well. There is no crime between an 18-year-old, no matter if he's in his 40s or 30s, there is no crime. There was no
This is
crime.
why I
Everything was
asked y'all
consensual.
before Asia got here about 911. I asked you all clearly about 911 and the sentiments of 911 and giving them
911 has
the
gotten involved to
clips.
the extent of the FBI. 911 has gotten involved to the extent of Child Protective Services. Where is the crime? That's what I'm asking everyone.
This
If
is
the
my
police
head
can't find the
mod, y'all.
crime
Like
and the children
this
are
is
there,
my head mod. Yes, that is. I'm not gonna deny that. This is my head mod. Again, I asked you all in the beginning 911. Like this is a sticky one, you all. This is sticky.
it
This is
is,
why I
but I
don't
would
like
never
situations
want
like this.
anyone to go to jail for something that they
Me
didn't do,
neither.
number one,
Me neither. I
or
stand
because
with you with
other
that. I do
people,
not
there are a
want
lot of
innocent
witnesses that
people
made up
to be
something.
jailed. Let me correct y'all for real. I do not want innocent people to be jailed. No. But again, when I was made aware of this situation, I was made aware that there were crimes committed. This is why I'm asking about 911. Honestly, y'all, this is why I'm asking to help future people for not being victimized.
So, Manny, if I
I
may just say
heard
this, I
I
tried to
heard
help
that
these
James
people.
admitted it. I heard that. That's why I'm asking, was this information given to the police and did the police hear him and the daughter and still decided not to do nothing?
Yes, they did hear it. And if the people were actually listening with their listening ears, they would have heard no crime. What James admitted to was inappropriately touching Snapper's adult daughter, and she consented to it. So there is technically no crime within there for him to be jailed. The daughter was okay with it until she found out that her mother wasn't okay with it. When she found out her mother wasn't okay with it, now she's ashamed. Now she's frustrated because she can't take those actions back. I empathize with her. I understand it is a sticky situation. However, there is no crime. And if you guys
According
know
to
of a
now,
crime, then let me know what the
perspective
crime would
says
be.
according to who? This is why perspective. I said 911. Yes, we think it's a crime.
Yes,
But
and
if
according
these
to 911,
authorities
it's
are
not.
not taking it up as the same as we taking it, they trump us. Like I think it's a crime. I honestly think it's a crime. But if we are to contact 911 and they think it's not a crime, it's called SA. So the police was not able to figure out that it was SA. You all, this is a sticky situation. This is why I'm asking about the authorities.
James asked the young girl, "Do you know what that M word means?" She said, "Yes, it means when you touch someone who's younger than you. That is not
They
what that
did
M
say it's an
word means."
investigation. Now I'm aware of that. Like I told y'all, we did contact who we need to contact, and they did make me aware it's an investigation. That's as far as I got, was an investigation. Even on my side. They did not say immediate action or anything. They just said investigation. And that's from my side, I could tell y'all. Before I came on, they said investigation. Hold on one second. We do have some guests trying to join. Let's see. Y'all have to join from the live box. So y'all have to go live. Drop Queen, Cash Money, y'all have to go live. Asia is in her
I'm
own
not
box at
addressing
the.
either of them.
Oh.
I'm addressing you for the newsroom. This isn't an interview for everyone else.
Oh, my.
Respectfully.
Gotcha. I mean, I can respect that as well because they did thrust your name to the
I've
center.
never been a
So
follower. I've never been a pea brain. I'm not joining a witch hunt. I'm not gonna lie for these people. I'm not gonna lie for James. I'm gonna allow the authorities to do their job. Now, I tried to ask you guys nicely and warn you all, do not flood those people with a bunch of inaccurate reports, but y'all went ahead and did it anyway. So now you're gonna see the suffering consequences of submitting too many false reports and see what happens when you do things like that. I tried to encourage you guys not to overwhelm them people with reports that they could not substantiate. But y'all chose to do what you wanted to do. You wanted to do your messy talk thing. So go ahead and do your messy talk thing. Manny, I will go ahead and excuse myself so you can talk to the other people that you want to talk to. But before I leave, I do want to say I do suggest that people refrain from making any defamatory statements about me. Calling me dangerous in public when you own a media company is not very wise. There is no one else who is going to corroborate your story of me being dangerous in any way. Lastly,
okay,
I would
so you
also
did
let the
allude to that.
newsroom
So
be
let me
aware.
hold on, Asia. So you did allude to that, and I had forgot about that. So let me touch on that. Not that, but yes, let me touch from that. Your sentiments as some past things with some ladies, children that you might have posted. They said something about an apology. Are you aware of you maybe giving some women apology? One particular would
The,
be a dancing doll out of South Florida.
I challenged that mother to show me her daughter in a uniform dancing to the brushing teeth version of that music, and I never
Mm.
got that. Okay. I challenged that mother to show me that she paid someone to teach her daughter that dance and have her daughter do the same routine to an appropriate version of that song, and I would offer that apology to her. She couldn't produce that because she was lying. I reached out to that mother because she was trying to call an innocent man a PD30, and they involved that man's mother. I reached out to that mother and I said, "Hey, you know that you're telling a lie, and you may not know that I'm in possession of the full video as well. Because it was so distasteful, I didn't post it. It doesn't mean I don't have it. Please tell the truth so that I don't be forced to have to post this video to exonerate this man." That is what happened. She chose to take my kind gesture as a threat, and she chose to call me all types of unsightly names. As a result, I posted the video, and I still very tastefully covered up the image of her daughter with other images available from the TikTok gallery. So people can say what they would like to say, but I was in possession of that video from April 20th, the night that it happened. And you never heard Asia Baby post anything or say anything until it actually became necessary. Because I thought it was inappropriate and it was not Asia Baby approved for my page. I also only brought that out after you guys clearly said that anybody who had that video in their possession was a PD30. So I'm not a coward. I knew exactly what I was doing when I made it known to you all, something you didn't know.
Well, Asia, Lord Jesus, we definitely gonna be sticking to this story. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Some things you did say, which is true, especially about contacting authorities with a whole lot of gibberish. I am concerned with the authorities and them not seeing things because the people claim to see more than what the authorities saw. So I am a little whew, taken back in that area as well.
Because the
I
stories are creating different narratives. You can't actually supply the police with a video of him saying that he touched an 18-year-old who was willing. Supply the video of the 18-year-old saying, yes, I was 18, and my understanding of the M word is anyone being with somebody who's younger than them, and want the police to make up a lie because you guys made up a lie. That's not the way that it works. And I have my own brain. I've never needed anybody on this app to lead me into a thought. It's not going to start today. James
so
is
we
the
are
only father that I see on this app with his children all of the time. The only father. I see him
that
doing hair, taking them shopping, taking them to the fishing, taking them to the park, taking them everywhere. Doing hair, boxing, playing with other children. He bought his children an inflatable bouncy house that they own in their backyard. The only other father that I've seen on this app shows the same recycled fishing picture time and time again. So nobody on this app is going to tell me that James is a illegitimate, unfit father who's doing anything inappropriate unless I see that, unless I sense that. What you guys see and what you guys feel when y'all sit up with the people y'all sit up with who put other people's kids in caskets and y'all sit up with them in peace, miss me with that, okay? I actually have integrity, always have. Messy talk is not going to be my moral compass. Not today, not ever.
Y'all, it is a little sticky because again, this is why I asked for 911. On the back end, only thing I got was, and it's an investigation. I did contact multiple people. Yeah, and it was an investigation. That's all the furthest I got with it was truly an investigation. That's honest to God, y'all. On the back end, on my back end, only thing I got was it's an investigation. This is why I definitely want to know what 911 thought about it all. FBI has been contacted and all the things. You talking about man, he stopped the BS. I'm not lying to y'all. I'm telling y'all the truth. I'm actually telling y'all the truth. It's an actual investigation. It is an investigation. They say James told y'all himself. That is true. It is an investigation. This is cringy. Thank you,
I
Asia Baby.
apologize that the newsroom has to even be involved in this in any type of negative light, but I assure you that I would never stand beside anything that is wrong. I never have, and I never will. But I'm
Now we are
also
definitely
not
going to
going
follow
to
this
help
story
anybody
through.
crucify a black man and take children out of a home where they are very loved, very taken care of by a father who does the best that he can with very little. Y'all sit up
Yeah,
every
because
day and
they are
tell this man
saying
that he
nothing
cannot
happened to his
read, he is
children.
illiterate, he is
Yeah.
hooked on phonics and everything else. But in this moment, y'all expect him to be so articulate and so profound. Miss me with that.
Yes, y'all, we do understand the daughter did come and admit, but the cringy part is
She is
consent.
Snapper's adult daughter. She is not James's daughter. James did not raise her. Raise y'all daughters and teach them not to sleep with y'all boyfriends, and y'all won't be in this situation, okay? Worry about your own families.
Oh, thank you, Asia Baby.
Thank
Oh,
you, ma'am.
Jesus, thank you. Y'all, it
Can
is a
you hang up
lot
on me,
going.
please? Because I
Okay,
don't
I
like that.
can. It is a
This is a
lot going
rookie.
on, y'all. The authorities have been contacted.
Thank y'all to everybody who came over to this live. I wanted to do it this way so that I did not implicate the newsroom in any way. For my feelings, I am standing 10 toes and all of my fingers down on the way that I feel. I am a whole grown woman with a very high IQ. I know how to move. I know how to operate. I know how to make my own executive decisions. I have a very skilled thought process, and I don't need anybody to tell me anything about people that I've already gotten to know. James has never showed me anything PD3EO-ish. He has never shown me that he don't care about his children. The issues that he had between him and his girlfriend don't have anything to do with me. And just because his girlfriend gets mad doesn't mean that she gets to tell y'all any type of story that's 4 years old and nobody questions why she's still with him if that's true. My name is Mrs. Asia Baby. I stand alone on the side of right is right and wrong is wrong, period. I'm not a part of a dynamic duo, and I am not one of the Three Stooges. If you don't know, now you know. Goodbye.